So how's everybody doing? It's Hank back with another two birds and a third short discussion, and this is going to be my running back evaluation. I did my quarterback evaluation one last time, but I was a bit distracted by my dog. So in the end, I think I ended up giving Matt McGloin, the quarterback that the Philadelphia Eagles got from the Oakland Raiders. I think I gave him a 6 out of 10. So all in all, I think I gave, so Wentz was an 8 out of 10, Foles is a 9 out of 10, and McGloin was a 6 out of 10. So you add those together, that's 17 plus 6. And I'm not that good at math, though, so I think that's either 23 or 24, so 23 or 24 out of 30. It's not that bad when you're judging the quarterback position or you're evaluating the quarterback position. So now I'm going to head into the running back position. The running backs that I will be evaluating today, I will be evaluating Wendell Smallwood. I will be evaluating LeGarrette Blount. I will be evaluating Darren Sproles, Donnell Pumphrey, Corey Clement, and I will possibly be evaluating Byron Marshall, but I don't think I'm going to get that far. And I think Terrell Watson ended up becoming a wide receiver or changing his position to a wide receiver. But I will say that the running back position is quite cluttered, but I don't feel like in many cases there's much skill between the starting running back and the fifth string running back currently in camp. So the guy I'm going to start out with right now is Wendell Smallwood, drafted last year in the 4th or 5th round out of West Virginia. I think in the Big 12, I believe he had the most rushing yards out of it. He won like the rushing title in the Big 12 or something like that. And the Eagles brought him on. He has a lot of injury risks. I like his speed. I like his elusiveness. He was able to do a lot of things last year. But again, he's an injury risk, and he's not really a bulky player. You know, you're looking at these definite starters at running back. You're looking at your Ezekiel Elliott's. You're looking at David Johnson from Arizona. You're looking at your Le'Veon Bells. I think that Wendell Smallwood can definitely be a guy who can do a lot of things for us, but he's unfortunately not a 3-down back. He is a guy who can, run to the perimeter. He's a guy who has been able to run to the inside. He just hasn't shown much of the tough running that you would like to see from kind of like a guy who can be a 3-down back. But I definitely think that he's a decent player at least, and I'd like to see how he's going to improve later on in the season and what his progression is. And I hope he's able to play in at least 3/4 of the games this season. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 at the running back position. When you're thinking about the running back position, this might be a running back position by committee. So I'm going to give Wendell Smallwood a 6 out of 10. I think that's fair, and I think that's decent. The next player, it will be LeGarrette Blount. Somebody hit that blunt! LeGarrette Blount, got him from the New England Patriots. I believe he had like 800 or 900 yards rushing last season, and he had 18 touchdowns. I'm going to say this right now. I don't expect him to get those numbers because I think that he's going to be used at the close yardage, 2nd and short, 3rd and short, 4th and inches. One of the biggest difficulties for the Eagles last season was the ability to convert on those short yardage situations. They were not able to do it. There were times in which, you'd be in a 3rd and short situation, they were not able to pound the ball either into the end zone or to the 1st down marker. I think there were a few times where Doug Peterson got a little too aggressive with Carson Wentz, Darren Sproles, Ryan Matthews, and were unable to get the 1st down on 4th down. So that was pretty bad, and in certain situations he shouldn't have gone for it anyway. But LeGarrette Blount is one of those players who, again, even if he gets 400, 500 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns, I'd be happy with that. Any time you can take pressure and have a decoy and take pressure off of Carson Wentz, that's a big thing to me. And I think that he's shown himself to be a pretty good player in this league. And for a short down back, like your Jerome Bettis type of back, your Nigerian Nightmare kind of back, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give LeGarrette Blount an 8 out of 10 because of his skill set and what he's able to do. And I've heard that he's done a decent job catching the ball out of the backfield. So I'm going to go ahead and give him an 8 out of 10. Mark it on this piece of paper. So 6 out of 10, 8 out of 10. All right, so next player, Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles in every way, shape, or form is our utility player. Darren Sproles might be small, but he packs a punch. He gets low to the ground. He can run. I've seen Darren Sproles run 4th and inches up the middle for a touchdown. Once he gets the full head of steam, he's difficult to stop. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can catch screen passes. He can catch swing passes. He can catch wheel routes. He is the player who you want to have in that West Coast offense because he can bail. He has a great ability to bail the quarterback out, and especially being a great special teams player, he is great when it comes to bailing the whole team out. And I've seen him do that. So Darren Sproles claims that this is going to be his last season. I think he's 34 years old. And, throughout his years, he's been a great player ever since 2008, 2009. He's been an impact player. And I've liked Darren Sproles. People have always told me Darren Sproles is the Philadelphia Eagles. Because I think one season, he basically was the Philadelphia Eagles. He had 3 or 4 returns for touchdowns or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give Darren Sproles a 9 out of 10. Tootsie Sproles, a 9 out of 10. Next player on the list is Donnell Pumphrey. Picked him up in the 5th round. Wasn't a player who I was really keen on getting. There were definitely a lot of players before him that I wanted the Eagles to go ahead and pick. But they went ahead and picked I think he's 5'8 or 5'10, 180-pound running back from San Diego State University. And me personally, the way that I've heard it during camp is they've been putting him out at wide receiver a lot. A lot of people, a lot of ignorant people came out and they were like, "Oh, this is Darren Sproles 2.0." Here's the thing. Darren Sproles is a thick dude. He's got an ass thicker than a Snicker. And I don't see that from Donnell Pumphrey. I don't see him being a thick guy. He's 180 pounds and he's 5'8", 5'9", maybe. That's not what Darren Sproles is. I've heard that Donnell Pumphrey is being used in the slot. He might be used at receiver some. He might be used as return man, which again you can use that to compare to Darren Sproles. But I just worry about the dude's health because he is small. But I've heard a lot of good things about the guy, and again, just like Wendell Smallwood, this is a guy, right, that has been used and has been, the rushing title champion of the Mountain West. Now, this is the Mountain West, and San Diego State University does have a really good offensive line, but I don't know. I don't know how this guy's going to be used. Again, this is West Coast offense where running backs can be receivers, this, that, and the third. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give Donnell Pumphrey a 6 out of 10 just because it's a wait and see. It's a work in progress. Corey Clement, the next guy, drafted out of, I believe they drafted him out of Wisconsin and had a bit of, difficulty off the field. He had, a case where something happened in his dorm room when he had injured himself in the 2015 season, I believe. But he's definitely a guy who has talent. He's got a lot of raw talent. He's definitely more of a bruiser. He's lost a little bit of weight, I've heard. But he's a guy who I thought that was going to be available in the late rounds in the draft, but ended up falling to the Eagles in rookie free agency. And I am looking forward to seeing what he can do in the preseason. He's going to be my guy on offense, who I'm going to be looking at in the preseason from the offense to see what he can do, because he has a very outside chance of making the team, and he could possibly make the practice squad. I'm just looking to see what we have in him. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. And then finally, the Philadelphia Eagles have Byron Marshall, who Byron Marshall played a little bit last season in the last game of the season. I believe I'm not sure if it was him or Terrell Watson who played against the Baltimore Ravens, but it, was pretty good with jukes and was pretty good with elusiveness. But I think that at the end of the day, he'll end up being a practice squad player, and there's nothing he can do about it because there's just so many guys on the list that are going to end up being better than him. So I'm also going to give him a 5 out of 10. So I'm going to add this up. 6, 8, 14. 14 plus 9 is 25. 25 plus 6 is 31. Plus 5 is 36. That's 41, I believe. My math sucks. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 41 out of 60. I don't know what that calculates out to, but it's, from the looks of it, it's around, 2/3. So around a little higher than a 66%, just because you got a lot of 6 out of 10s and a lot of 5 out of 10s. But that's all I have for this video for the running back evaluation, me evaluating all the players in the running back position on the Philadelphia Eagles. Next episode is going to be the wide receiver position. And yeah, I'll be back with you within the week with more content. Peace.